What a great day for the local teams. I'll tell you, the Yankees, the Mets. How excited are we? I mean, I'm ecstatic. I'm so happy that Harrison Bader is now on the New York Mankees. I mean, the Mets, because he's going to be great. And got it in today with little Rob. You know, my company and Jace guys get a little worked. Well, actually, Rob gets very worked up about his Mets. As he should be. I mean, they were 75 and 87 last season. They suck. They're going to suck this year. I mean, listen, they can win some games. Maybe they'll win 80. Maybe they'll win 85. It's not going to happen, but maybe they will. McNeil's going to go from went down like 50 points when the batting title, 326 to 270. Alonso's gone at the end of the season. Lindor's going to keep playing the way he is, and Nimmo is the second coming of God. But, Bader won a Gold Glove. I almost said Golden Glove back in 2021. The Mets gave him 1 year for $10.5 million, which is crazy for a guy who last year hit in 88 games, hit 7 home runs, 40 RBIs. Well, in 84 games, the Yankees hit 247 home runs, 37 RBIs. And with the Reds in 14 games, 3 RBIs and a 161 batting average. Hasn't played over 100 games since 2021 when he hit 267, 16 home runs, 50 RBIs played 103 for the Cards. He has played exclusively only in center field since 2019. 2022, he played 86 total games for the Cards and the Yankees, 5 home runs, 30 RBIs, 250 batting average. One of the best defensive center fielders this past year. But again, he only played this past year 98 games. And he's worth 9 outs above average. 9 outs above average. Now, Rob is, he's comparing, he made it sound, we were talking. I never said that I thought that Bader was going to take over for Nimmo, but, your DH sucked last year. You got Vientos, and also Bumbles reached out. Bumbles had some good stuff to say. He felt that he's got some swag. And my buddy Jay had felt that, with the free agents out there, that let me see if I can find that for me. Jay also has been a longtime Mets fan, and I trust their opinions. And he said that among those to sign with the Mets, right-hander Luis Severino, $13 million got Jorge Lopez, Joey Wendell, right-hander reliever Michael Tonkin. Bader made $5.2 million last season. He's one of the glut of the outfielder DH types. You got former All-Stars Teoscar Hernandez, JD Martinez, Jock Peterson, Jorge Soler, and Justin Turner. And I would have liked them to take a shot at Martinez. Was a guy who just let him DH every goddamn day. And Starling Marte is a guy who's coming off an injury. I wasn't impressed with him. That's who he said he's going to do. And Vientos, who's only 23, and I'm like, I feel like you didn't do anything last year. Why are we locking into these guys? Yeah, Vientos, 211, 9 home runs, 22 RBIs. Starling Marte, 86 games, 5 home runs, 28 RBIs, 248, 34 years old. It's not like he's getting younger. When he played the year before, he was good, but he's injured last year. These guys get injured. And Bader is like, you saw Stanton lost all that weight this year. He's skinnier. Good. So he'll play 85 games this year. And, Bader's the same kind of thing. Bader is not as much power, but just as injured as Stanton. He's always injured. He, in spring training, what did he do? He swung at a pitch and he tweaked his oblique and he was out forever. He was gone from, right? I mean, he was out for over, Josh will attest to this. He missed a lot of time. He always misses a lot of time. It's always one injury to the next. $10.5 million for a guy who had pretty much, 7 home runs, 40 RBIs, and average in the 200s. That's worth $10.5 million. Damn, I gotta become a baseball player because that's a lot of shekels for these guys. He made $5.2 million last year. That's a big jump up for hitting, not great numbers. He's never, I agree with Rob, never really put up great numbers. I don't know if he's a power guy, but you had Fatty last year, Vogelback, and your DHs really didn't get the job done last year. And yes, only 25% of the pitchers are left-handed, but he hit 936 OPS again. He only played 98 games last year, but that was better than the Mets, who were 708 OPS versus lefties, which was the 7th lowest mark in the game. But yeah. Yeah, that you like the guy. What do you mean? But you're saying I like the guy. So you like Bader, but you don't want him on his team. Listen, I liked him with the Yankees. He had a swag to him, but he wasn't healthy enough. And when he did play, hey, he was good in the playoffs 2 years ago. Really carried the team. What, he had 5 home runs in that playoff series last year? Was it in the championship series? Was it against the Astros? One of the teams. I remember him having a very good postseason, which I thought would carry over to the regular season, which really didn't. And this guy's playing for a long-term contract. He's playing for money. He wants to get a deal. He's going to be 30. He's still got some good years ahead of him. He's fast, he's quick. Yeah, I don't know about that. Fire Medic, hey, what's up there? So what do you think about the Bader? What do you think, Chris? What do you think about the Bader trade? Are you happy with it? Right? Is he? Yeah, I think, yeah. Dude, I saw the picture. Working out a lot there, huh? Pumping some iron. Yeah, I saw some of your pictures. I got to be honest with you. I liked it. Very festive, and your significant other and your dog. Your dog had a cool name. I can't remember your dog's name, but yeah, got to respect. I had a bulldog for 10 years, man. Love the dogs. And I wanted to know what he thought about the Mets trade because, my two guys think it's pretty good. Jay and Bumbles both thought it was a good trade. Swag for the team. Some depth now. For sure, he's only played center field, but he can play other outfield positions. DH a little bit. And you need depth. Guys are going to get hurt this year. The Mets need all the help they can get. All the help they can get. We'll see what happens, right? Ronnie Mauricio had surgery on Tuesday. They said for repairing torn ACL, they don't think he's going to be back this season. We'll see what happens. Yeah, it's all about guys staying healthy, man. It's all about guys staying healthy. And that's the thing. Can guys stay healthy? No, they usually don't. And then we had the Pro Bowl games. Can someone help me out here? Did Sauce have that good a year? Because I know they avoided him, but was Sauce Pro Bowl level this year? Because I remember last year him making a ton of plays, and this year I didn't see it. And Quinnen Williams also had a down year, but the whole team. I thought his brother, it's Quincy. His brother had a better statistical season this year, but I don't think any Jets really deserved it. Just listening in while cooking dinner. All right, you're cooking dinner. All right, dude. Well, cook that dinner, dude. 4:08 cooking dinner, dude. I'm impressed. Early dinner. But what was I going to say to you? Yeah, I'm not. I don't know what I see with Sauce. The only Giant to get in was Dexter Lawrence, who I don't even know. I feel like the guy they brought in free agency, Okoroke. I always butcher his name. The linebacker, he had a really good year. But Dexter Lawrence, I really didn't follow his season this year. And I was like, well, Washington, first time since 93, no Pro Bowl selections for the team. None. Nada. Zilch. All right, so this year, Dexter Lawrence, 4.5 sacks, 32 solos. I thought he had a better season last year than this year. It wasn't tough. Last year he was on fire. Yeah, last year, 7.5 sacks. About the same with the tackles. Yeah, was great after a few games. Dexter was great every week. Okay, see, we're done. See, I got my man. He's talking about yes. Yeah, he's been solid since he's been there. Tackles for losses the same as last year. QB hits on pace with last year. Last year he was on fire. But yeah, listen, I thought Amon-Ra St. Brown should have got it, and he did it. I didn't know Brandon Ayuk had a hell of a season, and he had a phenomenal season. Because they talk about all the snubs, and people get all pissed off when they talk about the snubs. They're like, oh, well, he got snubbed, and Josh Allen, it's Patrick Mahomes instead of Josh Allen. And, I could see where people are upset about that. But I think neither guy had a Pro Bowl season. Tua and Purdy, first time to get in. I like that. I felt that they both the guys kind of carried their teams this season. But I had some Brandon Ayuk stuff. And did I delete it all? No. Did I? Yeah, no. Yeah, I had it here. I had it here. Oh, Ari. What's up, Ari? Rangers 7-6 at last 13, dude. And since Capo Caco got injured, I have that stat right here. They have not been as good, Ari. They have not been as good at all. And they're playing Chicago tonight. But yeah, 15-3-1 when Kako got hurt, 10-7 since, and they're bringing up with wait, I want to make sure I get this right. They are bringing up the 16th pick from the 2021 draft. Brennan Othman turns 21 on Friday to replace Tyler Pitlick, who has a lower body injury suffered in the 6-1 blowout. Hey, Angel, what's up, man? Since lower body injury suffered against the loss to the Canes, he was in a 9-game goal drought with the Wolfpack, but 9 goals, 14 assists, 23 points in 28 games. So we're going to see what happens on that front. But yes, yeah, I was trying to find the Brandon Ayuk, who I thought got really... Oh, they're saying Ben Johnson will be a top head coaching candidate for the Panthers. We'll see if that comes to fruition. But I was trying to find Brandon Ayuk this year has been phenomenal, where they showed the targets for... I'm trying to find that. Yeah, I'm trying to find that information. Wait, no, that's Paul George. Okay, yeah, here's the Brandon Ayuk. Okay, let's go through. Okay, so he's one of those dynamic wide receivers. This year, Brandon Ayuk, 72 catches, 1,317 yards, 7 touchdowns. Number 1 in the NFL in yards per reception. Number 2 in yards per route. Run. Okay, so he's got that going for him. Now, that was one interesting thing. Also, A.J. Brown and Puka Nacua each reached 1,400 yards. A.J. Brown, 151 targets. Puka Nacua, 147. How many to Brandon Ayuk? 97. 97 targets to get that yardage. Yeah, how's he snubbed? Amon-Ra St. Brown, 122 catches this year. 9 touchdowns over 1,300 yards. I'm sorry. And Evans got in. It's a popularity contest. It really is. And I know it's the Pro Bowl games. It's not even that anymore. But I can't stand sometimes the Pro Bowl and guys get snubbed and all that stuff. And yeah, it annoys the hell out of me. It really does. It really does. He also got snubbed. He's in a run-first offense. He plays with a 1,000-yard receiver, 1,000-yard scrimmage receiver, and 2,000 scrimmage yards running back. So he's got Kittle, it's him, and he's got Deebo Samuel. I mean, all that, and he put up those numbers on 97 targets. To me, I know they're saying they got 9 guys that got into, but I have to say that he had a hell of a season. Yes, and Ernesto Ernie has joined us. And we have 5 Lions making it. Frank Ragnow, Sewell, tight end Sam Laporta, which, good God, he had a season. And Aiden Hutchinson had 3 sacks against the Cowboys. But I feel like he was better last year than this year. But hey, and special teamer Jalen Reeves-Maben. Yeah, Brown comes into the season finale. 112 catches, 1,371 yards, 9 touchdowns, 12 yards per carry. That's some pretty good numbers. But, everybody's going to get pissed. Some guys are going to get in, some aren't. Mahomes, 27 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, a passer rating of 93, 4,183 yards. You have Allen, who was almost at 4,000, 27 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, another 457 on the ground, 15 touchdowns. You know what? I would care more about winning a ring. I mean, what does it matter? I mean, I always talk about Brady. Brady was guys complaining in the Pats locker room. He goes, guys, we don't give a shit about Pro Bowl nods. We care about winning titles. And that's what I think you have to care about. That's the things you should. But yeah, I don't think Sauce had that great a season. I don't think Sauce's season was enough to warrant him getting it. I just don't think so. And top ranked coordinators, NFL Players Association, the top defense coordinator, Aaron Glenn, who should get a shot at a job. I mean, if dipshit with the Chargers coach, who they just fired, Staley, can get a job. And if Adam Gase can get 2 fucking jobs in the NFL, Aaron Glenn, and I'm sorry, it is lily white, this league. It's always been lily white. You got white owners, and they get these white guys, and there has to be, Staley, thank you. It's too freaking, I'm sorry, Aaron Glenn should get a shot. Why not? Bieniemy should have got a shot, at least something, because all these wonderkins, the former Bears coach, whose name escapes me right now, is now back with KC. Like, they all run back to Belichick, they all run back to Reed, and there's a lot of coaches who have gone through. You think Eberfluss should be a head coach with the Bears? You think he's done anything? Listen, they're 7-9 this year by the grace of God, and I think Arthur Smith is not a very good coach, and he'll probably get retained with the Falcons. You go through pretty much, let's be honest. My buddy Harris sent me a video of in the water. It was Salah, and he's screaming, Wilson, Wilson. I sent to a couple people, maybe laughed my ass off, man. It was pretty funny. But that's what I feel like. Salah's going to come back with his offense, with Hackett and with Douglas. Are you fucking kidding me? Really? Are you fucking kidding me? Come on, guys. Ridiculous, man. I mean, this is bullshit. So Glenn is the top defensive coordinator. Offensive is Dolphins' Frank Smith, and the special team is John Fossil from Dallas. Okay, Tyreek Hill. Hey, listen, nice house, what's a mansion, and a kid in his house, they didn't say who the kid was or the age, was playing with a cigarette lighter. And good things happen when kids play with lighters, because when I was 5 years old, we went to Florida, and my parents, I brought back a bag of seashells, and my brother was pissed because I guess he lost his. He lit the fucking bag on fire on the kitchen table. And if they hadn't been home, I mean, it lit up, it went up like that. It was a wooden table. I mean, we'd put out, my brother was pissed because I had him. Maybe I was 10 and he was 7, but he was little, man. He was pissed. He's like, well, if he has it, I don't. And, I could see a kid get a lighter and just, flame is exciting. It is. Get a little pyro going. We burn shit. Well, it sounds like he did a lot of damage to the house. And Tyreek came home and he looked like he definitely had a walking boot. He came home from practice to come home to that shit. But I was like, damn. So I saw that. I was like, wow, yeah. So Tyler Huntley starting for Lamar on Sunday. I guess we're going to see. Jim Schwartz also once says, hey, I'd like to be a head coach again. You are a very good defense coordinator with Cleveland. You were up and down with the Lions. And I know you have success, but some guy, Rob, brought up a good point. We even talked about, I was talking today to Milton about Michigan football. Sharon Moore, they said if Harbaugh leaves, he could be the head coach. But the thing is, we don't know if he's a good head coach. We know he's a good offensive coordinator, but can he be the man running the show? A lot different running the show than running a specific offense or defense kind of thing. So that's a thing you're not sure. Now, Schwartz to me is a very good defensive coordinator. He is not a very good head coach. I don't think he handled it well. I just don't think it's his thing. But, now he's having some success, and some team's going to get like, can he replicate that? No. I don't think so. I don't think. Some guys are good head coaches, some guys aren't. Jim Schwartz, he had a chance, didn't work out. He's not a guy I'm looking at, wow, that's a guy who's going to lead me to a Super Bowl. Yeah, lead my defense. Yeah, yep, that's my man. Lead the team? No, I'm not 100% sure on that. So we shall see. Bama offensive lineman J.C. Latham, first team All-SEC, number 10 on Dane Brugler's athletic board, which means jack shit because who knows. But offensive lineman, you always need them. Jets, Giants need somebody. Protect the quarterback at all is very important. Teron Armstead and I did not look up that. That's what who's Teron Armstead play for? Let me look up that because I was trying to figure that out today. What is going on here? Teron Armstead. That's what I was trying to figure out. Teron Armstead is on a tackle for you. Dolphins, 650,000. Not bad. Make it while you can. Yes, why don't you? Yes. And Texas A&M got a verbal commitment from Purdue edge rusher Nick Scordon per on 3. Second team All Big Ten, led conference in sacks, 50 tackles, 10 sacks, and 15 tackles for loss. Yeah, good luck there. They're going to suck, and Texas is going to beat your asses next year. The Knicks. How about the Knicks? Down at the half, 116-100. Randall at 35. Brunson 31. Hardenstein, career high, 20 rebounds on 10 points, 20 rebounds, and career high of 5 blocks. Tied career high, right? Yeah, tied his career, but 20 rebounds, dude. Yeah, Kobe White, former UNC guy, 26. Drummond at 13 points, 16 rebounds. Anunoby, plus 35 when he was on the court. 11 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. They only had 3 turnovers second half, 13 in first half. And Michigan was like, why are they starting the game at 8:30 at night? People, have to work it every. Why 8:30 on a weekday do you need to have a basketball game start 8:30 at night? Because you're on ESPN? Ridiculous. And I'll tell you, you know who I can't stand? Stephen A. fucking Smith. Can't stand him. This douchebag said, I am a bigger star than most of New York Knicks. That's a damn shame. That you think you're a bigger star. That you think anybody gives a shit when you walk in an arena, that anybody cares. Hey, that's Stephen A. Smith. Nobody gives a shit. I'm happy with the job, make as much money as you can. But to think that much ego, that you're a bigger star, that people give a shit about what you have to say, is beyond me. Beyond me. To be that much of an egotistical douchebag, to make a comment like that, is just like, what an asshole. I can't stand him. I never really liked him. My dad liked him. I never was a fan. I feel like he just talks to talk. He's all about clickbait, and all this shit. And to say that, to be that arrogant. You ever hear Spike Lee say something like that? Spike Lee's probably their biggest fan and has done more in his pinky than Stephen A. Smith has done in his life with all the movies he's made. And Malcolm X, to me, is a movie that got screwed. He has done great films, and Malcolm X should have been he should have won Best Picture, and Denzel should have won for Best Actor. He got robbed there, but he is the Knick fan. He's a basketball fan, but and I still love his MJ videos. They were fantastic. But you never hear him say something stupid like that. He baited what's his name, Reggie Williams, Reggie Miller in the playoffs, and it came back to bite him in the ass. But he's never said that about himself, and that's why Stephen A. Smith to me will always be a douchebag. And I talk to guys with Company Jason, other people. They're more interesting to me than anything that Stephen A. Smith has. Like the passion that Rob has for his Mets and the Knicks and all the guys and you talk to Ernesto about his Packers or about the Lakers, the passion, that to me would be more interesting to watch than Stephen A. Smith, the douchebag, being anytime. I talk to people on here, Milton today, talking about Michigan. To me, that's more interesting than anything he has to say. Yeah, I never, ever, ever feel any need to watch that stuff. And especially with comments like that, I'm like, dude, I'm done here. Okay, we're done. Yeah, bye-bye. Goodbye. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, what an asshole. Just an asshole. And the Nets have lost 9 of the last 11, 4 in a row. They got blown out by, they lost by 10. They lost to, who did they lose to last night? They lost to the Rockets. So, hey, you're going to lose some games, but they're not playing well. And Cam Thomas is going through a big shooting slump. 0 for 7, 0 for 2, 4 points, 5 assists. They're going to play they're going to have OKC is coming to town tomorrow, and the NBA fined them $100,000 for violating player participation. They sat for including Dinwiddie, Cam Johnson, I'm blanking on the other ones, but Bridges, Cam Thomas, and Royce O'Neal only played the first quarter. So the NBA fined them $100,000 in there. They lost to the Bucks 144-122, which is good. And I'll tell you, they're not playing good basketball. Billy Reinhart, they're talking about Cam Reddish, 21 games, started 29% from 3. They're talking about they should start him, and he's like, are you kidding me? I thought Cam Reddish was out west. I saw that. I was like, wait a minute. You forget who's guys are move on teams. I remember the Nets got him, the Knicks got him, and I thought they're talking about, he's out with the Lakers. Yeah, that's what he was talking. He was talking about that because Rich Paul is his agent. And he was saying how, that people are saying, he should be starting more. And he was like, the guy shouldn't be starting more. But Rich Paul's and there's now derision that they don't like how they're being used by the Lakers. They're 3-9 their last 12. They're under 500. And, Darvin Ham and, people, complain. And, LeBron gets upset. And if LeBron gets upset, listen, they're 17-18. They lost yesterday 110-96 to the Heat. They don't like the way the players are being used in the game. So Jaime Jaquez had 16. Tyler Hero 21. Let me see who else. Duncan Robinson 13 off the bench. But the Lakers, it's all LeBron. LeBron only at 12. AD at 29 and 17. Austin Reeves at 24. Christie at 14. Christian Wood. Vanderbilt, who they brought in, and everybody else not really playing. So LeBron had an off night. Hey, listen, he's going to have an off night. He's still passing the ball, distributing, getting it up. But yeah, they're not playing good basketball right now. Now, is Darvin Ham, is it reason to speculation about him? Who are you bringing in? So you're going to fire him? You're going to bring in an assistant? Listen, as we saw last year, they went to the NBA, they went to the Western Conference Finals on a team that, was a play-in team and went on a run. And they got against a younger team with superstars on them. And Jokic last year just finally got that ring, and Jamal Murray and Porter. I mean, that's a good team, man. That's a really good team. Lakers, he'll agree with it. Ernesto will agree that they're not playing great basketball right now. But I mean, who's stepping up? You got LeBron, you got AD, and Austin Reeves is up and down. You don't have really a lot of guys on this team that can really light it up. Yeah, Cam Reddish, 19 minutes, no points. I keep hearing out Cam Reddish is this great. That's all I kept hearing out of Duke. Oh, he's a great player. Hasn't really panned out. Hasn't really panned out at all. And and I can't stand. I always talk about this. It drives me crazy. The people on Twitter, they put up these things, and I know I was trying to talk about this yesterday. Rob got on, and it was a great show yesterday. Him and Ernesto going back and forth. We could have went on for hours, but the Hornets ended an 11-game losing streak the other night on Tuesday night in Sacramento. So Rozier, since LaMelo Ball has been out, which has been 17 games, he's averaging 25 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. 46 from the field, 39 from 3, 89. Okay, but they've been 3 and 14. 3 and 14. So he leads the Hornets during that stretch in points per game, assists per game, and steals per game, and 3 points made during that game. LaMelo hasn't played since the end of November. 17th straight game he's missed was the Sacramento game. They were 5 and 10 when he went down. They are 8 and 24. So I would say things are not. I see the stat, I'm like, oh, are they playing better with it? Wow, he's leading the team. The team's 3 and 14. Like yesterday, the Utah against Pistons, and Cade Cunningham, 31 points, 13 assists. 4 of the last 5 games, he's had 30 plus points. He's playing good, but the team around him isn't that good. And Ivy and Kevin Knox are not playing. Combined, they played 33 minutes in a game. And Monty Williams is supposed to be this, he did the good things with the Suns. What the fuck's going wrong in Detroit? He's got these young guys. Play the young guys. You're 3 and 31. They ended a 28-game losing streak. And hey, listen, I'm glad you played 154, 148, a lot of points because there's not a lot of defense anymore in the NBA. Everybody's scoring at will, and so much athleticism. But I'd like to see some games where there's a little defense played. I feel like it's Swiss cheese out there, and I don't get it. They paid him what they gave him 5 years, $85 million to come to Detroit. And in the first year, it's imploding. What do you? If I was owner, I'd be like, "What's going on here?" And we got to change. Just play the young guys, or what's? They're not playing as a unit. They're getting blown out of games a lot of times. There's not a lot of hustle. Their points per 100 is deplorable. They're not hustling. These are NBA players. If he can't get through to them, then something's got to change. What are they going to clean house? Great to all have draft picks. They keep getting these guys, but if they're not going to play as a unit, then what's the point? And I'd be pissed if I was a fan of Detroit of that. I'd be like, this sucks. You finally got the Lions playing some good football, and Milton said, well, you got to hold your horse on that one to see what happens. But you got to be happy about the Lions. Finally, Lions are going to be playing games, a meaningful game, playoff game, where they got a shot to go on a little bit of a run here. They showed they played in Dallas that this is a team that could, I don't know if they're going to go far. The defense is suspect, and Jared Goff, to me, chokes a lot and throws a lot of bad interceptions. But Dan Campbell, as a coach, love him. I would love him to be my coach. I'd love him to be my coach because you see Sal on the sidelines who looks like, no expression, more concerned that he has the perfectly symmetrical beard on his face than he is about anything else. It's almost like a fashion show. And I'm like, dude, I'd like to see you get pissed off. I always think about Parcells when Phil Simms came up, he goes, "Get the fuck back to the bench," screaming like snapping at him. And that's the kind of coach I want. Look at Saban and Saban's conduct, but Saban gets pissed off as hell, man. I like that. That's the kind of coach I want. I don't want a coach that looks like you got to check his pulse like him and Todd Bowles. You want a coach that's going to blow a gasket once in a while. That's what humans do. We all do. We all get pissed off. Look at me. I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew. Yeah. Jeez Louise, man. Yeah. Everybody's quiet today. Why is everybody so quiet? Whatever. I just keep talking. The OKC 5-0. Their last, they played well, man. T-Wolves, Nuggets, Celtics. Yeah, Dable has some fight. Yeah, he does, but not like that. Not. Sometimes, yeah. Compared to Salah, yes. Compared to Salah, yes. I will give you that. I will give yes. Hell yeah. And I like him as a coach. I really do. I just think that and Tyrod Taylor is not a NFL. He's a backup. That's a guy and so that's what I feel like, I mean, do you I guess you're going to start Taylor next on Sunday, and DeVito, I don't know. Do you give him another shot? It's the last game of the season? I guess the players are behind Taylor more than they are behind the passing Paisano. So your OKC beat the Celtics on Tuesday night, 23-9. Celtics are 26-7. How about Joel Embiid? Paul Hembegitis, who's on Get Up with Greeny, 30-plus points, 10-plus rebounds, 14 consecutive games for Embiid. That's who the Knicks get tomorrow. That's going to be a good test for them. And Moses Malone and Shaq did 11 straight games. Karl Malone did 8. Hakeem the Dream did 6. Duncan and Robinson 4 each. KG 3. 14 games in a row. So I was like, okay, well, have they been in the 12-2? 12-2 in those 14 games. He had a triple-double in their last win over the Bulls on the other night. 110-97. Or what's that, Tuesday night? Yeah. 12-2. Knicks, and we'll see we're going to see what happens. That's going to be a very, that's a good test for them. That's a good test. Because now, and I like Anunoby. I saw a play last night where he deflected a ball, led to a layup for Randall. He's just he just looks very, very centered, very focused, very in control. Maybe he's not lighting up the stat sheet, but when he's on the court, the team plays a lot better. And he does little things you don't see, which may not show up on the stat sheet, but that's the thing that wins you games. I love guys like that, the lunch pail guys, the guys who don't really, I don't need to have 25, whatever, but I'll tell you, I'm out there, and we're winning games because I'm out there. And that's the kind of guy you want on your team. Glue guys, I mean, guys, listen, when the Yankees really went on that run, I mean, Brocious at third. I mean, think about it. Tino Martinez was that kind, Tino Martinez, was he a superstar? No, but he was damn solid. And Paul, you want to talk about emotion. Paul O'Neill. Imagine Paul O'Neill's a manager. He would have broke bats like every hour. He would have been screaming at everybody. He was kicking the ball, smashing his bat. Everybody says, oh, he's kind of childish. Fuck that, man. I want guys like that on my team. I want guys that care. I don't want guys who are going to look like they're... Now, I know people are going to say, well, how do you control the emotions? Listen, if you don't get crazy over it, then what's the point? You got to have emotion. You got to get a little crazy sometimes. You got to get a little... Listen, I snap every goddamn day. Someone cuts in front of me. I'm crossing the street in the city. A car's too close. I've punched numerous cars. My knuckles are all screwed up. I got a temper. And that's the way, I'm a volatile person. And I need to see that. I want guys who live and die with this shit. They can't sleep at night. They can't eat. Saban, after he lost the game, his wife goes, do you want to watch the next game? He goes, fuck that. So he watches Netflix with his wife. I mean, I guarantee he wasn't paying much attention, but I know he's pissed off about that game. He's really pissed off because this year with that team, what he did in Bama was incredible. Not that the talent, but they were a team, lost early in the season, lost to Texas, and regrouped. And I definitely think that Michigan was a better team and was controlling both lines of scrimmage. But they made a ball game out of that. And they had a shot at the end to send it into another overtime. Couldn't get it done. But I thought Milrose showed me some things this year. And Saban, to me, hands down. I really think, I had Milton on today, and I agree with Milton that they are the more physical team. And I love Penix. And there is something to be said. The guy is 23 years old, playing in college. He's played 27 games with Washington. He played 21 in 3 years at Indiana. He had injuries or whatever. So 48 games is 48 games. But what the Giants did to Brady in 2008, right? Super Bowl was 2008, is they hit him every chance they got. And what Michigan is going to do is they're going to hit Michael Penix Jr. every chance they got. And he's going to feel pressure nonstop. And they're going to hit him, and then you're going to see who you are. Because the Giants, Brady wasn't used to getting hit, and he got hit a lot. And they still almost won the game. Think about that. The Giants played the game of their lives, and I still remember that play where he was a wide receiver, and I see his face. He used to play in the Vikings. Damn it, played at Marshall. Someone help me out here. And he was. I thought it was going to be a touchdown, and they knocked the ball away, And I'll tell you, I remember that play like it was yesterday, that they played the game of their lives here with Randy Moss. Thank you, Chris. That, yeah, you like Hembo stats there, Josh? I'm a Mountain Dew, yeah. And they still, and all that, and they still could have lost the game there. To play the best game they could possibly play. And we talked to Milton today, and Jim Harbaugh does not give a shit what passing yards, whatever. They'll run 30 times a game, 30 plays in a row. It's about getting the W. Doesn't matter how it looks, whatever. It's the final score. It's kind of like the Pats, Belichick. They didn't really blow out anybody in the Super Bowl, right? I mean, 13-3 over the Rams, but they didn't blow out the Giants beat them twice. Eagles beat them. Okay, so that's 3. And their wins in the 6 while he was a Patriot, they won, last second field goal over the Rams. Panthers was a tight game. Eagles was a tight game. Seattle was a tight game. I mean, it wasn't like they were blowing out like in the old days, you won by 40 points. No, every Super Bowl, doesn't matter. They came back against Atlanta to win in overtime. Who gives a shit? It's not the artistic look of things. It's more of, it's a W. And Harbaugh doesn't care. He doesn't care if his quarterback throws the ball 8 times a game. He cares about getting the W. And he will do whatever it takes against Washington to do that. And that's what great coaches do. And that's what the Jets don't have. Giants, hey, listen, he doesn't really have I don't know. He came in and Daniel Jones was not his quarterback. So I'm curious this offseason how he comes back. But I think that Daniel Jones is on a very short leash this coming season. Will they draft a quarterback? They might. The Jets should, because Aaron Rodgers, nothing, you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen with him. I mean, you really don't. He's 40 years old. And, I think he's more of a good talking game right now than he's a playing game. Until he shows me otherwise, listen, the honeymoon's over there. Honeymoon's over. People were ecstatic for the season. Another shit show of a season. No, Chris, I don't think it's going to be a shootout. I don't think it's going to be a shootout. Because I think that they're going to get to Penix. They're not going to play a third. I think it's going to have to be a lower scoring game. And this thing too, Chris, Michigan is going to run the ball. And what is running the ball going to do? He's going to just use that clock up. Where Penix is not going to have as much time on the field, which is going to prevent it being a shootout. That's another thing. I think they're going to do what the Giants did against the Bills, where they see that they need a high volume, everything. He gets the ball, keep the ball out of his hands. And how are they going to do that? Run the shit out of the ball. And then they're going to keep the trenches. And that's where I think they're going to do it. So yes, in a shootout, hell no, they're done. If he turns into a shootout, and if he's like last week, they're done. But I really feel like they'll get pressure on Penix. And now we're going to see how he reacts to it. But he's had games where they've had some low-scoring games this year, Washington. They've had a lot of one-score games. I totally agree. Good point. Very good point on that front. So we're going to see what happens on that front. But I'm excited. Listen, thank God they won the game, because Michigan would have been that's all I got to tell you, man. When you're with someone, who we're talking. Milton is like the fandom. His Michigan fan. My girlfriend is lit. I don't even know. Watching a game with her, she screams at the TV. She swears at them. She has a little football that plays the Michigan fight song that she hands and starts shaking and everything. It is wild watching a football game with her. That is her favorite. I mean, she'll watch the Rangers game tonight. She gets pissed off at the Rangers. Shoot the fucking puck, which I agree with. Because I'm amazed how the Rangers on the power play get one shot on goal. And I'm like, guys, we got to get more shots here on goal and stuff. But that I always, so that's another thing she is. Oh, yes. Chris, yes. Penix more than McCarthy. Not that, no. Oh, wow. So you're a Dump fan, are you? Dude, how do you become a Dump fan? Really? How did that happen? How did you become a fan? And listen, 3 straight years in a row, beating Ryan Day, that fuckhead. I can't stand him. With the dyed hair and the douchebag. Listen, you're in trouble. You don't have a quarterback next year. I mean, you're bringing in Will Howard from K-State, who was not that good at K-State. Yeah. All right. Of course, why would you even root for Michigan? Oh, so now it really comes out a little bit. Yeah, you're like, oh. Because it was really nice watching Missouri beat up, I don't care who was playing quarterback, but holding a 14-3 win with Ohio State. I know they weren't playing all their guys, but, ooh, that was nice. It was nice watching them end the season 2 years in a row, losing their last 2 games of the season. It was very nice. Yeah. Oh, So happy. Maybe so happy. Yeah, so, and Ricky Rubio retired. 12 years. I think he's going to go play in Spain. He was dealing with some mental health issues, it sounded like, so we'll see. Dude, you can't be a Kansas State fan and an Ohio State. Dude, how are you in Kansas State? Are you from Kansas? You're just dropping bombs here that I can't, I'm like trying to juggle all this stuff. How are you an Ohio State fan and a K-State fan? Listen, I'm a Michigan fan because of my girlfriend, but growing up, I was a Bama fan. I love Barrett Bryant, and I love the U. I love the U. I loved UNLV in basketball. Yeah, I liked, that's what I got into the U. I got into Miami, and my mother heard somebody got shot, so I didn't go. But I tell people all the time I was going to go there and try. I wanted to walk on and just play special teams. That's all I wanted to do was do kickoffs. And I would have been the Jewish jukester, as my friend. He said, "You think about that?" I said, "Just came to me, the Jewish jukester. That's what I'd be." Best friend got married at Kansas State. I was in the wedding. Really? Best friend got married at Kansas on campus. Huh. In Manhattan, Kansas. The other Manhattan. All right, respect. Yeah, that's a great sports school. Listen, they love Bill Snyder brought that team back from the dead. Back in the day, growing up, they were terrible. So okay, all right. Never been to Kansas, but yeah, I can't stand Kansas, but I do like Kansas football. Like I went to UNC, so I hate Duke, but for some reason, Duke football doesn't bother me. Duke basketball, just ugh. But Duke football, I kind of put them on their own separate plane or whatever. But yeah, but Duke, every time I hear Duke, ugh. I mean, Duke football doesn't bother me, but Duke basketball, yeah, loathe. And Draymond Green expected to return to Golden State facility. Good for him. Pelicans 9-3 their last 12. They beat Minnesota last night. They're 21-14. Lakers at 17-18, huh? Oof. And since Vegas, how about this? Since the in-season tournament, the Final Four, Pacers are 7-6, Pelicans are 9-3, Bucks 9-3, Lakers 3-9. 3-9. Yeah. No bueno. UNC the other night, they won 70-57. Baycott in 5 years, seventh player with 2,000 points, it's pretty awesome. There's nothing to shake. So they beat Pitt, who they'd lost. Yeah, they had lost second one. They've been second one in the last 7 games against Pittsburgh. Always seems to beat them. But Saturday they're going to number 16 Clemson, and they got to play well. But hey, they're 10-3, number 8 in the country. I mean, hey, we'll see what happens. Providence forward guard Bryce Hopkins tore his left ACL. 14 games this year. The junior, 16 points, 9 rebounds. That sucks. Blackhawks coming in with Connor Bedard. We're going to watch that game at 7 tonight. I talked about Brendan Otham. They're 7-6, as I said, 10-7 the last 17. Not getting it done, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, Canes. And Panarin, his last 4 games, 5 goals, 2 assists, and Kreider is playing. But I'll tell you, they look listless out there, and the Canes to me seem to play. They're around the puck. They're like mosquitoes. They're always around. They play good defense. They play disciplined hockey. And when the Rangers are off, they look flat as shit. And I've noticed, and more lately than ever. And with the game we went to against, they looked okay. 2 periods, they were up 1-0, and then they fell apart the 3rd period. And when they fall apart, they really fall apart. But, I mean, they look bad against the Canes, man. That was an ugly game. You got to chalk that one up. But like at 7-6 the last 13, not getting it done. Yeah. And the Yankees claimed Bubba Thornton off waivers from the Reds. 170. Batting average, 0 home runs, 4 stolen bases in 37 games. And they also got a right-handed pitcher, Cody Podite, who had Tommy John surgery 2022. He pitched a minor league appearance last year for the Royals, but they put him in the Group 5 draft, which means he wants to be in the major league roster. So if he stays in the minors, he gets $200,000. If he makes a major league team, he makes $750,000. They're one of the better teams after loss. Let's hope they hold true. Yeah, they are, but Josh, they've been up and down, man. 7-6 last 13, dude. Dude, in every game I go to, they play like shit. Last year, I think they won 1 game I went to. They were flat. I mean, you want to talk about the shittiest Ranger games? I go to all those games. The games where they play, and right away, they're playing like shit. So hopefully tonight, yes. Josh, you're my guy, dude. I love you, man. I do. And so they got this guy who, Tommy John 2022, last MLB experience was 21-22 with the Mariners, 4.45 ERA, 19 games, 9 starts. They said he can compete for the pennant rotation. So, I guess Rob feels that Yankee fans are always going after, but Yankee fans know, I guess we're realistic. When you bring in a guy like Pody and Bubba Thornton, we expect nothing. Nothing from these guys. But you guys suck. And Harrison Bader is a guy that you bring in and, you're hoping he can have a career rebirth, whatever. Listen, I'm not saying get rid of Brandon Nimmo, who's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, right? Brandon Nimmo is okay. He's a good player. I don't think he's fantastic. He plays a pretty good center field. But, when I think of baseball players that are changing the game, Brandon was okay. Yeah, he's pretty solid. He plays hard. He definitely does. Comes to play every single day. Every single day comes to play. Always comes to play. But, you need more power in that lineup. They need more power in that lineup. And, especially if Alonso's gone, you think that, if they think Alonso's not going to re-sign with them, could they try to trade him during the season? Get some young guys, maybe get some, why not? If he's not going to re-sign anyway, and Boris is his agent, why not? If he's saying, I'm not re-signing with this team, at least get something for him before he leaves, right? Yeah, talk about Stan Leader. That means he's going to play 80 games this year. Yeah, a fan ran into Cody Bellinger at the airport. This guy, Ethan, I saw on Twitter, he said, did Yankees call yet? He goes, no, but he wishes. And that's another guy that they could go after. That's a guy they could go after. NCAA and college football, for the football game, NCAA college football game, $500 to each player for their likeness. Seems like shit money. And Jack Manning, this was my favorite. He goes, we're 7 years in, we're a team. It's the Vegas Golden Knights. There is no loss. It is the Vegas Golden Knights. I thought that was classic. And how about Grambling State on Tuesday night? They beat the College of Biblical Studies, which is in Houston, Texas, which is in Division II in the Southwest region, the National Christian College Athletic Association. So Grambling State, the women's college basketball, they play the College of Biblical Studies. They won 159-18. 159-18. That is the largest margin of victory ever in women's college basketball D1. 159-18. Why? Why would you even play a team like that? 159-18. I was like, are you kidding me? These girls are traumatized. They're like PTSD. Oh my God, what's left is right, right is left. I'm like, holy shit. Wow. I saw that. I was like, you got to be kidding me, man. That is terrible. That is horrendous. That is horrible. I saw that. I was like, wow. Yeah. Wow. That's ugly, man. And Sidney Crosby is now 12th all time in points with 1,540. Congratulations to Cindy on that one. And Kate Shefty put this up. Jordan Eberle said some of the guys wanted to go without T-shirts for the Kraken with their overalls, but he thought they'd look like fireman strippers, which is probably the point. Good idea on that front. You want to be doing that. Portland Thorn, NWSL sold to new owners for $63 million. Not bad if you can get it. And Chris Sale, 2 years, $38 million, $18 million club option, 2026. So the deal, Braves are going to have to pay $21 million. The Sox are going to pay $17 million. And he had a 3.16 ERA in his last 15 starts. But you know how that works out. Once it comes to the games, it's not going to matter for shit because, he's going to get hurt. He's just not healthy. And maybe it'll work out. I don't think it will. Now, the college football playoff semis, 27.2 million viewers for the best semifinal since year one of the college football playoff. Top 10 cable telecasts all time. Best non-NFL sporting events in 2018. It peaked at 32.8 million. Best of any college football semifinal. Yeah. Pat McAfee delivered 1.4 million viewers. They said he's in a little hot. Aaron Rodgers, threatening Jimmy Kimmel, calling him, saying he was in the Epstein report, could come back and bite him in the ass, which is a good thing. Because sometimes, Aaron Rodgers just thinks he can say anything. And you know what? Listen, you're going to come to New York this year. You're going to play. And when you suck, and you are, there's going to be bad games. They're going to be on you. They're going to be livid. They're going to be booing the shit out of you. So bring it next year, buddy. I'll spend all the time in darkness, do your ayahuasca, all that stuff. Because if you suck next year, the fans are going to give it to you tenfold. So good luck. Enjoy the offseason, dude. Because the honeymoon's over here. All over. Yeah. So, yeah, all right. So I talked about that. Yeah. Yeah. I got a lot of energy. I must have drank, something. Maybe I got to switch to decaf. I don't know. Maybe something like that. Yeah. How about this? That Belichick is one loss away from tying the all-time record, which is held by Tom Landry, for most losses. Tom Landry lost 178, including playoff games. Belichick is at 177. Yeah, isn't that crazy? One away from tying Tom Landry. And they've won 15 in a row against the Jets. But he's one loss away from tying the all-time record for most losses in a career. He has 177. Landry had 178. Dan Reeves had 174. Shula had 173. And Jeff Fisher, who was a head coach for... That's another guy. How did Jeff Fisher get like a 20-year coaching career? How did he coach forever? He coached forever. 178, 171, and 1. He was 7 games over 500. 7 games over. And he got coached forever. So I love this, the Pro Bowl games quarterbacks. Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott, Stafford, and then Tua, Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Mahomes. Does anybody give a shit? And you know, we got the portal and everything, so I read about all these guys. And Travis Bowden for Utah started the last 4 years. He took his name out of the portal. And you're like, well, dude, you know, some of these guys jumped the gun. I mean, you've been there 4 years. You're going to go somewhere else? I'm like, you know what? Where are you going? Yeah, Devils won 6-3 last night. Hischer scored 9th and 10th. I see that Ovechkin got an assist. All right, Ovechkin's not having this season. Well, Ovechkin's been playing forever. But they got won 6-3. They're 20-14-2. Washington fell to 18-12-6. They got the win. How about last night in 3 quarters, Luka had 41 and Kyrie had 29 in 3 quarters. Blows my mind. Hey, and Seton Hall beat Providence 61-57 on the road, and Rutgers lost at Ohio State 76-72. So I saw that. And so I am having a guy on Arbitrary Analytics. I'm having him on Saturday to talk about Nebraska football. How about this stat? You know, Iowa Hawkeyes became the 7th lowest scoring 10-plus win team in college football history. They scored 15.43 points this past season. They got shut out in their last 2.5 games. They got shut out in the Big Ten Championship by Michigan, and they got shut out by Tennessee in the bowl game. They also joined 1903 Northwestern and 1890 Penn as the only 10-plus win teams with 3 games of no points. You suck. I mean, that's the thing. No offense. That's how good your defense is. Can you imagine that? 15 points a game? Yeah. And Devontae Adams. But this is the thing. Devontae Adams says, Antonio Pierce, it's who I wanted, and he's my vote. And that's basically how the whole locker room feels. He embodies what it means to be a Raider. I'm rooting for him. So I think Antonio Pierce is going to get a shot to run the Raiders. I think so. Yeah, Hardenstein had a game last night. He did. Paul George, 54 games with at least 30 points since joining the Clippers, the 6th most in franchise history, eclipsing Elton Brand. Yeah, he's a damn good player. Yeah, he had 30 last night, Kawhi, and then Harden at 22, and the Suns just keep losing games. Just keep sucking. I love it. Like we talked with Rob yesterday, what if KD comes to the Knicks? And guys, Warren Moon, check out this picture. Warren Moon, let me show this picture. Warren Moon, when he was on the Washington Huskies. Is that an awesome picture? I mean, that's an awesome picture. I love that. He had to go play in Canada because no NFL team thought he could be a starting quarterback. So you can see the guys who were running it wasn't racial thing anyway. Black quarterbacks can't process the way a white quarterback. Bullshit. Warren Moon was a hell of a talent. Hell of a guy. And Lindsay DiArcangelo said the rate of transfers for D1 women's basketball is close to 1 in 3. Just 13 D1 teams, not counting the Ivy League, do not have a transfer player on the roster. That's crazy. That is crazy how many players are transferring. Today is Sidney Green's 63rd birthday. Played at UNLV. I used to like Sidney Green. Played on the Knicks. So last night, quickly had 26 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, plus 9. RJ Barrett, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. I still am happy with the trade. I'm happy with the trade. Very happy. Let's move on. Hey, name me the first player you think of when you see the Shea Stadium image. Dwight Gooden. Well, Strawberry. I didn't grow up. I grew up a Yankee fan. I went to Yankee games as a kid. Shea Stadium was. I had an uncle, my Uncle Herb. He was a big Mets fan, so I went to some games. But I went to actually Strawberry's first game back with the Dodgers against the Mets. A lot of brawls in the stands. A lot of brawls. Piazza. Good one. Piazza. Yeah, and Antonio Winfield Sr. pissed that Buda Baker made the Pro Bowl instead of his son. Yeah, listen. See, this is where the bullshit happens. Okay, so Baker 77 tackles, 0 interceptions, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumble recoveries, 0 sacks in 11 games. Winfield 117 tackles, 5 forced fumbles, 4 fumble recoveries, 5 sacks, 3 interceptions, 16 games. How? It's name recognition. Sauce is going to make it every goddamn year because of Darryl Strawberry, good one. I mean, that would piss me off too, dude. That would piss me off too. That's why I feel like it's a contest. Then they had the bowls. So Pac-12 went 5-3. That's no conference anymore. Big 12 went 5-4. SEC went 5-4. Big 10 went 5-4. ACC 6-6. No bueno. Conference USA 2-2. American Conference Athletic Conference 3-3. Mountain West 3-4. And Sun Belt said 12 teams to bowl games, 5-7, and the MAC went 2-4. Yeah. And I follow. I get my phone is all day. This it's with tweets. Eric Walden covers the Jazz. He posted this. This I thought was wild. After spotting a dog wandering the restaurant parking lot in San Antonio, Utah Jazz big man Kelly Olynyk and his wife embarked on a 12-hour adventure that would end with a Christmas miracle and a cold case solved. So they picked up this dog, drove around until they got it back to the owners. Just people rock, man. Yeah, I always hate when I see a dog like that. Now, SEC, the top quarterbacks, Quinn Ewers, they said he's coming back. Carson Beck for Georgia. Then Jackson Dart for Ole Miss. Jalen Milroe, Alabama. Brady Cook, Missouri, who I think looked like shit against Nico Iamaleava is Tennessee. He's 6th. Then Garrett Nussmeier, Graham Mertz from Florida, Connor Weigman from Texas A&M, and Jackson Arnold from Oklahoma. I don't even think Quinn Ewers is that good. I think Quinn Ewers is okay. I thought he was off and on and off all season. When he's good, but that's not a guy I want in the NFL. I want a quarterback. I don't want Zach Wilson. I want a guy who's playing consistently. Look at what C.J. Stroud did this year in the NFL. Look what C.J. Stroud did. Look, he's working through stuff. DeMeco Ryan, I loved him. I wanted him I knew when he was going that guy was going to be a coach. There's some guys you just have a gut feeling about. He was a guy always that I was like, fuck, they're going to be good. And that's going to haunt me that we got Salah and DeMeco Ryan's going to be the guy who's going to be the head, could be the guy. And C.J. Stroud is a beast. And I know they lost their top wide receiver, Tank? What's his name? I'm blanking on names. Who was he went out, got injured a couple weeks ago. Somebody help me out here. Yeah, Ewers, yeah. Okay, what? See, that's the thing, Angel. Do you want a game manager? Do you want a game? Is that what you want for your team? Angel, who's your team again? I keep forgetting. Who's your NFL team? Who's your team? Tank Dell. Yes, thank you. I mean, Tank Dell, Nico Collins, but goddamn. C.J. Stroud's going to be a beast. Who's your team? Angel? Who's your team? I need to know. Who's your guy? I'm a Viking. Right. Okay, we talked about this yesterday. Yes. Okay. Do you re-sign Kirk Cousins? Do you say Kirk Cousins is my dude? Do you re-sign him next year? Because you got Nick Mullins, you got Jaron Hall, and you got Josh Dobbs right now. I mean, are you re-signing Kirk Cousins? Because that's what I'm curious about. If you're a Vikings fan, what do you do? What do you do for next season? Do you try to draft a quarterback? And if you draft a quarterback, who do you go after? No. I didn't say. I'm asking you. Yeah, healthy Kirk. Okay, I agree, but he's not going to win a Super Bowl. He's not winning the Super Bowl. And I think over what you had, I would take him night and day. Yes, but playoffs come and Captain Kirk gets a little. Thinks he gets a little tight in the nutsack, if you know what I mean. Yeah, you resign him because what you showed, nothing. Yeah, that's another thing. And you really don't have a running game. Madison did not step up this year. You really don't have a great running game. When you have one 100-yard rusher, Tyson. I keep thinking Tyson. It's Chandler, right? Who's the guy? You've had one 100-yard rusher this whole season. The first one since Cook last season. I mean, that's another thing. You have the wide receivers. Yeah, and Hawkinson. Can Hawkinson come back healthy? Yeah. Oh my God, Penix. Penix is going to go second round. I think Penix is going to drop, and whoever gets him is going to be happier than a pig in shit. Yeah. Ty Chandler. Yeah. Cam Akers is done. I thought Cam Akers was done years ago, and he's a head case. I don't like Cam Akers. I think Cam Akers is a little got some diva issues to him, and I don't want diva issues, especially a guy who hasn't really shown me that he hasn't backed up the game enough to be that diva. So I feel like, I feel like you got a lot of holes you got to fix. I mean, you're not that far off. That division is there. I mean, besides the Lions, you got the Bears. Yeah, and the Packers are playing better. You're right up there with the Packers and Lions. I mean, it's a good division right now, and the Bears should get better. With Everfluss, they're not going to do shit. But I guess we're going to see it. It's the division's getting better and better. Yeah, I was curious if that's a guy you would go. Yeah, so interesting. Vikings, huh? First round target, a corner. Second round quarterback, ideally. Okay, respect. Yeah. So I was kind of curious about that. Yeah, how about this? Tatum and Brown this season combined scoring 50 points a game, a little over almost 14 rebounds a game, 8 assists, 4 games missed. Brunson and Randall, 50 points, 13 rebounds, 11 assists, 0 games missed. 0. Nada. 0. Zilch. Yeah. Calais Campbell has been a hell of a football player, man. Yeah. Calais Campbell. From the U. Yeah. They have the NFL FedEx Ground Player of the Week, Najee Harris. Wait, so you don't want Bo Nix? You don't want Bo Nix? He's saying they're going to take Bo. Bo Nix played 61 goddamn college games. 61 college games, dude. That is out of control. 61 college games. Randall started the season so bad, and I like how he came back. Yeah. I still need to play. I still need to. To me, it doesn't mean shit until we get to the playoffs. I need him to step up in the playoffs. And I know we were talking yesterday that he was hurt last year, whatever. But I want him to have a monster playoffs. I mean, he's due, right? He's due. He can't play bad every playoffs. Listen, you know what? I mean, Anunoby might be the one guy that gets everybody kind of different page, different energy to the team. And, now guys have to step up. Grimes has to step up and everything. I mean, it might be gritty for a while. I mean, listen, come on. They play 2 games together, but different energy with the team right now. I like how Anunoby plays. Yeah, we're going to see. Yeah, Cam Whitmore's, he only plays 10 minutes a game, 7 points. They're saying 54 from the field, 43 from 3. He should play more. Go use those first-round picks and expiring contracts on Donovan Mitchell, and they have a decent shot in the East. First-round picks and expiring. And why does everybody keep thinking that Donovan Mitchell's coming here? You really think he's going to come here? I mean, you're giving up a lot of players, dude. You're giving up a lot of players. Now, I follow Tom House, who he always puts a baseball weighs 5 ounces. An average baseball glove weighs 26. Choose the lightest gloves possible for pre-adolescents so they can overcome that imbalance and manipulate the glove into proper positions in the pitching delivery. Tom House tips. Sometimes, listen, I have a lot of shit that I look at. And sometimes I'm like, all right. And they're having the MLB Desert Invitational 2024 NCAA baseball season, February 16th through 19th. 8 teams, 4 top 100 draft prospects. Game on MLB Network. 3 of them will be on MLB Network. All right. Thank you, Jim Callis, for that. Because I know we're talking all about baseball and everything. But yeah, Donovan Mitchell, hey, why not? I'd love him to come here. Will it happen? I don't know. But it would be nice. Yeah, and I love, all these guys in the transfer portal. Brock Purdy's brother Chubba, he was a former Husker quarterback, grad transfer. He's going to North Texas on the 5th. TCU on the 6th. San Jose State on the 12th. And California on the 13th. I mean, hey, man, it's good to be the king, right? It's good to be the king. Come here, go there. And the Browns and Eagles are going to go on the road for the playoffs. And Michael DeCourcy says the arcane competitive system that punishes achievement, right? Exactly. The Eagles and the Browns are going to go on the road and play against teams with inferior records, which is bullshit. It's just dumb, just stupid. And Chet Holmgren and Jaime Jaquez Jr. Is it Jaime Hackett? Wait, you say that? Would you say Jaime and is it Jaquez or I think I asked this Josh before. I'm just a white Jewish guy. Is it Jaime Jaquez or Jaquez Jr.? Yeah, I need a pronunciation. And Chet Holmgren both got Western and Eastern Conference Rookies of the Month. Holmgren averaged 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 blocks. Jaquez, Angel, you're fucking good. Damn, you're good, Angel. See, Jaime Jaquez. See, that's me. That's why I flunked Spanish. Hey, yeah. And Jaquez, 16 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Yeah, Holmgren. He is one skinny bastard, though. Man, I'm like, and he's never going to bulk up, but goddamn, that's a big boy. And I love the picture I have. And Rob has been AWOL today. I don't know where Rob is. Rob is usually here somewhere. I think, did I upset Rob? I'm like, Rob, dude, where'd you go? Baby, come back. Yeah, usually he's here. Where you at? Where you at? That's what I want to know. Where you at? Usually he's here. And Rob is, maybe he's working. I don't know. Oh, it didn't go through. I tried. Yeah, I won't go through on this goddamn. Josh, you know where he is? He's usually here, dude. Is he working? Or is he? Yeah. I guess, I don't know. They went out, but yeah. Thank you for that. That's some good stuff. Wait, let me see. Did this note hidden? Okay, yeah, I don't really care. Okay, good. And what else? I was talking about the. Yeah, I'm curious to see, playoffs, what's going to happen. I think there's a lot of parity this year. I'm kind of curious which teams are going to excel, which won't. Can the Browns go on a run? I mean, that's another thing. They got the defense now, and he's playing. Flacco looks like he's turning back the clock. He looks damn good. Damn good. And ESPN and NCAA announced Thursday of 40 NCAA championships. So they were trying to get a different contract for women's college basketball and for the softball, but they're saying that there's actually, I think it's, one guy, John Oren, said it's noteworthy that the NCAA decided to keep the package together rather than peeling off the women's basketball tournament and men's and women's college World Series. He thinks it's more evidence that money for sports media rights is tighter than ever. Okay, it could be. So they got an 8-year deal, rights to 21 women's championships, 19 men's and 19 men, Division I women's basketball, volleyball, gymnastics. The FCS title game will air on ABC. More than 800 hours of NCAA championships will appear on ESPN, and they're streaming all that crap. ESPN began televising every game in the NCAA women's basketball tournament in 2003, and they also do the men's college World Series since 1980. They'll add coverage of tennis, men's and women's, men's gymnastics, among others. It extends an international rights to the NCAA Division I men's basketball championship. You got soccer, football, cross country. That's just tons of sports. Water polo, indoor and outdoor track and field, swimming and diving, wrestling, ice hockey. Yeah, the D2 and D3 basketball. Wow. Other than the D2 title game, which I think is on CBS. Fencing, beach volleyball, which I watched some of. Lacrosse, I watched some of that. Water polo, NIT for men's basketball, women's basketball invitational, also included. It begins in September 2024. And it's $65 million. Yeah, for how much money? I saw the money situation. Yeah. 12 years, $500 million. That was in 2011. New deal is $115 million annually. That 25% of that cost includes production and marketing. So they said like 60, so 25% of 120 million, let's just do that, is 90 million season. All right, that's some money. So I talked about the top offensive coordinator, Frank Smith and Thomas Brown for the Panthers. That's from the Players Association. They ranked the top 5. Then Brian Schottenheimer. Remember Brian Schottenheimer? One point, everybody thought he was going to be a head coach in the NFL. Yeah, well, that's a guy I'd never hire. Never hire Brian Schottenheimer. No. Brian Callahan from the Bengals and Kellen Moore, Chargers. Defense, Steve Wilkes. I think Steve Wilkes should have gotten the Panthers job. Dan Quinn. I don't want Dan Quinn as my head coach. Brian Flores, and then Raheem Morris, who's just keeps. That's a guy who should just be a defensive coordinator. Raheem Morris, well, he kind of got a bum deal with the Bucs. I don't know. I just think there's shitty guys out there. So no local coaches. Fossil for Cowboys special teams. Chris Tabor for the Panthers, who's currently the interim head coach. Matt Daniels from the Vikings. Dan Phipp from the Lions, and Darren Rizzi from the Saints. And I could go through the Pro Bowl teams. Jets and Giants, Dexter Lawrence, that was it. Let me see. Purdy, Prescott, running back CMC, yeah, Swift. Kyrie Williams from the Rams has had a very good season. Juszczyk is for Niners always. CeeDee Lamb, A.J. Brown, and Mike Evans. CeeDee Lamb, yes. A.J. Brown. But Mike Evans is, Puka Nacua there. Kittle and Laporta. I like that. Kev is joining us. What's up, Kev? I wonder if, Kev, so do you want Pierce to be the head coach? Do you want him to be your head coach going forward? Take interim off him? What do you think? Yo. We shall see. Yeah, Bosa. I like Bosa. Kelsey's an up and down season. Zach Martin. Yeah, Micah Parsons every year, it seems like. Yeah, listen, he wreaks havoc in the backfield. Riddick has been really good. Hassan Reddick for the Eagles has been very good this year. Fred Warner hits. How about Bobby Wagner? What the Rams gave up, Seattle gave up on him, comes back, and still playing at that level. Bland has a lot of pick sixes this year. Witherspoon, I like from Seattle. Jesse Bates, they said, has been playing phenomenal. Jamar Chase brought up Jesse Bates. He's talked a lot about him. Yeah, and Brandon Aubrey from the Cowboys. Good God, what a kicker, dude. What a kick. 34 for 34 this year? Yeah, Mostert, Cook, and Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is not a Pro Bowler. Derrick Henry, not this year. He's been more down than up. Yeah, not even close. So Cooper, Hill, Keenan Allen, and Jamar Chase. Kelsey and Njoku has had a season. He's had his best season ever. All the hype coming out of him out of college and everything, and he finally lived up to it. Yeah, Garrett, Max Crosby's got a motor. And Trey Hendrickson, I'm a big fan of too. Roquan Swift, T.J. Swat. Yeah, I was looking at that. Yeah, Justin Tucker's best kicker ever. And Dalvin Cook, I saw this from, who did I see this from? Jeff Bell. If Dalvin Cook rushes for 1,036 yards in Week 18, he would trigger a $400,000 bonus. Yes, and they are number one. They're number one in gross punting yardage this year, the Jets. So congrats on that. Yeah. And Garrett Wilson, the first Jet since Keyshawn Johnson, 1998-99 to record back-to-back 1,000-yard receiving seasons. Yeah, and so I thought he broke the receiving record, but Richie Anderson had 88 catches in 2000. That's the most catches ever in a season for a running back for the Jets. And Tyler Conklin, 59 catches, career at 605 yards this year. He's been really steady for the last 2 years. Remember Dustin Keller? Yeah. Jermaine Johnson, 6.5 sacks, 1 interception return for a touchdown. In Cleveland, 1 forced fumble recovery, 7 passes defense, 10 tackles for loss, 15 quarterback hits. Yes, he is a beast. Now, I know Quinn Williams hasn't done as much this year, but he clogs up the line. Yeah, he still does everything. Come on. His brother, 15 tackles for loss, 131 tackles. I thought he should have gone in. I didn't know Mosley, 145 tackles this season. Yeah, and this is the thing too, 9 of the 11 starters on a contract for next season. 9 of the 11 for the Jets. Hey, listen, defense, now you can only hope. And McVay's coming back next year. I didn't think that was, Brad Allen is he's going to be calling the Ravens game in Baltimore on Saturday. And Thursday Night Football up 24%. They said Jackson Power Johnson who won the Remington Award, best center out of Oregon, is going into the draft. All right. Yeah. Niners have 9 home games next year, which could mean an international game. That's so great. Eagles, they said they took Jordan Davis over Kyle Hamilton, Devontae Smith over Micah Parsons, Nolan Smith over Brian Branch. They let linebacker TJ Edwards walk to the Bears, future Pro Bowler, and they re-sign old cornerbacks. It comes back and bites in the ass. So Warren Sharp put this up. Eagles won leading by double digits 2021 and 22. 20-1. Since week 6, 4-3. 4-3, guys. And I wanted to see, who were the linebackers who made it for? Okay, linebackers, defensive end, Parsons, Hunter, and Riddick, Fred Warner, Bobby Wagner. So he didn't get in this year, Edwards, but they said he would be a future. So I was like, oof. And Eagles, Lions. So John Ledyard is a guy I love. Always breaking down film and everything. So Sewell went against Parsons. And he said he's one heck of an offensive tackle, but he had no chance against Parsons. They helped him a bunch, and Goff has good pocket presence, which kept Parsons from completely destroying them. But he said the matchup was one-sided. Parsons just absurd to watch. And some guy said, well, he didn't get that many pressures. He goes, I don't care how many pressures the stat sheet says he gave up, but PFF says he surrendered 2 pressures. The tape shows he was consistently beaten, but helping pass protections, plus Goff getting rid of the ball quickly, kept those plays from becoming pressures. Tape is king, which I agree with. Because I'll tell you, he just gets in the backfield and he causes everything to blow up. So I thought that's the guy. When he talks about it, I totally agree. Now they gave Lions release Bruce Irvin, so they think James Houston could be coming to the team. I don't know about that. And Dan Campbell was on 97.1 The Ticket in Detroit. And I guess Jim Costa said, he said, go ahead and say it. Costa says, I think going for 2 from the 7 is a low percentage play. Now say it like you would say it to anybody else. I'm on the radio. Say it like you want to say it. Like, what the fuck were you thinking, you fucking idiot? He's like, say it. That's a guy you like. Campbell is going to, now, they call him Riverboat Ron, Rivera, but Campbell is a guy, I don't know how long he's going to last in this league, but it's going to be a fun ride, man. It is going to be a fun ride. This team, I just don't think Goff is the answer. I think Goff makes too many mistakes that drive me crazy. So, I don't know. I mean, I guess we're going to see what happens. Yeah, time will tell, right? Yeah. So, and Texans next year will have new uniforms unveiled at the 2024 NFL Draft. Logo the same. H-Town blue will not be a primary color, but will appear in some of the 4 uniforms. So that's kind of cool. And Mike Vrabel on the team struggles this season. It sucks to lose. It fucking sucks awful, which I totally agree with. And Kendrick Bourne, who got injured this season, torn ACL on October 29th. He was leading the team with 406 yards, 4 touchdowns, 37 catches. He wants to be back. Will it happen? I don't know. And we'll see what Washington can do. Yeah. Yeah, Penix. It's going to be interesting. Yeah. And Georgia, Brock Bowers. Yeah, he's going pro. Come on, please. And I talked about it with Milton. Kirk Herbstreit thinks the national championship every year should be the Rose Bowl, which I don't disagree with. I think it's pretty cool. And Will Fritz's Tulane staff are expected to retain by new head coach John Summerall, Carter Sheridan, wide receiver coach, and J.J. McCleskey as cornerback coach. And now this is a guy, Brew McCoy, who they said he was going to go pro. Remember, he started at USC. Now he blew out his knee this year. He was turning pro. He had in 5 games, 52 catches last year, 17 in 5 games this year before blowing out his knee. They said he's going to come back. And that's a guy, because guys look at this. Like we were talking today, how Edwards, the other running back for Michigan, has really not had a good season. And he was talking before the season about going pro. Well, he didn't put a lot of good stuff on tape, Donovan Edwards. And I feel like, come back another year. I mean, I know these guys have short lives, but he did not have a good year. And that Corum's gone next year. He could be the number 1 tailback. I think some of these guys go pro and they're gonna drop in the draft. I mean, I think he could be a good player, but he was explosive last year. You don't see that. I mean, 4 carries, 11 yards in the win over Bama, and Hurricanes, 12 guys in the transfer portal. 12. And Rutgers picked up Athan Kaliakamanis, 17 games for Minnesota, 14 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. That's gonna change things. Yeah, and UNLV redshirt freshman quarterback Jaden Mayava threw for 3,085 yards, 17 touchdowns, completed 64% of his passes. He is entering the transfer portal. So, and I saw this kid, Jocelyn Malaska, grew up in Haiti, was Utah last year, didn't play a lot, but came to America from Haiti, was in an orphanage with 2 brothers. Soccer was the go-to sport. They got adopted by David and Alicia Malaska, him and his 2 brothers. They were brought to Bethany, Oklahoma, took up football, and they think he's 6 foot 172, that he's going to light it up. He'll be very good for Oklahoma going forward. And Alabama wide receiver coach Holman Wiggins is going to Texas A&M, and he's a very good recruiter. So I was like, I saw that. And Clemson, this is kind of cool. Clemson, so Will Shipley at Clemson, 4,200, running back out of Clemson, 4,254 all-purpose yards, 33 career touchdowns, first team All-American in 2022, freshman All-American, three-time academic All-American, four-time All-ACC. And that's a guy who now he got hurt in the bowl game, their bowl game win over Kentucky. But that's a guy where I think, he might, that's a guy you might take a chance on in the draft or something and see what can happen there. Now, did I miss anything else? Because I know I talk way too much. Yeah, I want Chiswick gone. I wanted really for, what's his name to go? I really wanted Mac Brown to call it a century and say, bye-bye. I can't stand him. I really can't. Yeah, I'm not a fan at all. Yeah, LeBron, Ray Allen, talked about UNC. Wake Forest is on an 8-game win streak. Talk about the Rangers. Oh, Oilers, how about that? McDavid, fifth fastest player to 900 career points. He did it in, what did he do it in? Well, yes. Gretzky did it in 385. And he did it. Isn't that crazy? Is that crazy? 385. Yeah. Can you imagine that? So 900 points. What did McDavid do? He scored his 14th goal, but how about this? Shit. 903 points. He's 97 points shy of 1,000, 47 games left. Maybe he can make it happen. But now he's at 903. So McDavid did it in 900 points. Shit, but Gretzky did it 385. It's like over 200 more games than it took Gretzky. And you're just like, what the hell, man? Just blows my mind, dude. How good he was. How good he was. Gretzky, I mean, we'll never see another one like him. Ever. And how about this? Sidney Crosby is on pace for his 13th 80-point season, which would be tied for second most in NHL history. He's 36 and still getting it done. Okay, these are the last two I have. Sorry, Josh. I mean, I'll see if I have anything else. Tony Gwynn, 5,453 plate appearances in the 1990s. He struck out 188 times. 5,453 plate appearances and struck out 188 times. 188 times. It blows my mind. How good was he? That fucking goddamn the tobacco. If he hadn't done the tobacco, so bad. So the chewing tobacco. Listen, I knew a guy in college did it. That's the cup. Ugh. Now how about this? Triples hit by guys with the most homers since 2021. Judge, 138 home runs. How many triples do you think he hit? 0. Olsen, 127 home runs, 3 triples. Schwarber, 125 home runs, 4 triples. Ohtani, 124 home runs, 22 triples. 22 triples for Ohtani. Alonso, 123 home runs, 5 triples. Riley, 108 home runs, 6 triples. Guerrero Jr., 106 home runs, 1 triple. And Alvarez for the Astros, 100 home runs, 4 triples. But 22 for Ohtani. I think that's more than any... Wait, man, that doesn't actually... Is that more than everybody else combined? Let me see. 3, 7, 12, 18, 19... So the other guys combined in the top 10 have 23 combined. He has 22 on his own. Ohtani's a beast, man. There's only one Ohtani. Yeah, did I miss anything? Zach Edey is the best player. Tomorrow's Illinois versus Purdue. Who cares about that? Did I miss anything? Let me see. Did I miss anything on my watch? I would see that Michigan is not. I thought Michigan was coming home. Now there's no Thursday night football tonight, but we got the Rangers, so watch the Rangers. Yeah. I don't know what happened with Rob today, man. Yeah. All right, I guess we'll see. What else did I miss today? Nobody cares. Cook joining Ravens. Dalvin Cook joining the Ravens. Not a bad pickup. Yeah, they could use him. So if he runs for 1,036, he makes 400,000. Why don't they just run the ball all day? Montgomery would rather return to Texas than go to the Yankees. All right. Yeah. Wow, an actress died at 100. She played Mary Poppins, 100 years old. Damn. me see. Did I miss anything else? Nah. That's, no. Sixth grader. Oof. And I don't think, Chiefs to sign Isaiah Buggs after being cut by the Lions. All right. Cooper DeJean. Oh, I like that. Iowa. Number 14 on the freaks list. Who's worked with him, came away raving about DeJean. His numbers were insane. He has the capability of running a 4.3 at 210 pounds. Yes. Now, he broke his leg before the bowl game. He's a D-back, but he also returns punts. Like Jason Sehorn, like that kind of freak of nature kind of thing. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he can ball. Yeah, if any of you guys don't have the athletic and want it, I can give you 3 months for free. So if any of you guys are listening and want to read the athletic, there's always great stories in there, but I pay for a year at a time, and I always get free. I can give someone like a 3-month free subscription. So if any of you guys are interested, just send me a DM or just text me or on the site, whatever, on a company of Jace, and we will make it happen. All right. Now let's get to some trivia questions because JD loves his trivia questions. Oh my God. When I talk, I talk a long time. Okay. So I did this earlier today, and actually, Milton, this was a question for him because I was trying to stump him on most receiving yards one season in a single season in Michigan football history. So I don't know if any of you guys, so Milton has been going to Michigan football games before. I mean, my Michigan went to Michigan from 87 to 91. So Milton was going to football games when he was a kid. So he's been going forever. And even I kind of stumped him a little bit. So he thought it was, he was a former Brown and I'm blanking on his name, dude. Former Brown. He was a first-round draft pick of the Browns. Came to the Jets. Got into a lot of problems. Had some problems off the field. So I thought he was the guy. So no, but he got it on like I made him think a little bit, and then he got it. So I don't know if anybody's going to get it, but I thought it was who was the Michigan all-time receiver? Braylon Edwards. So it's not Braylon Edwards. It was somebody I didn't even know. He remembered him because he played. So it was a guy named Jeremy Gallen in 2013, had 89 catches, 1,373 yards, and 9 touchdowns. And he had one game that season where he had over 300 yards receiving in that one game. He ended up being drafted by the Pats, got cut, and then ended up trying out the XFL, the American Athletic, what was that American Football League or whatever it was called. Never panned out. All right, so today's trivia question is, Sam Laporta joined what tight end as the only 2 rookie tight ends in team history to make a Pro Bowl? Sam Laporta joined what other rookie tight end as the only Lions rookie tight ends in team history to make a Pro Bowl? And this is before my time. So that's today's trivia question. Who was the only other Lions rookie tight end to make a Pro Bowl? So before Sam Laporta. And it is a while ago, folks. A while ago. So Kev, Angel, Chris, thank you today. Josh is always here. I know Aaron's working. Anybody else I missed today? No, I think that's about it. And Kev, all my guys. Ari was here, but I guess he's working. Oh, and Ernesto, thank you so much. You guys all rock, dude. You guys are the best. So thank you all for listening today. Summer love to Michigan. My mom, Mrs. S. Anybody else? Carol and Carol. And So everybody have a good night. Peace out. And we will talk later because nobody got the trivia question. All right? Have a great day, guys. 2-show day. Because JD always got stuff in his head. He's got to get it out. I got to get it out, not he. Because that sounds like an arrogant prick. I mean, I got stuff in my head. And unlike Stephen A. Smith, I am not the only superstar in this building. All you guys. This show, what had happened without you guys? And you guys, participating and everything makes the show a lot better. So, I'd love Chris to come on. I'd like Angel to come on in the future. Ernesto has come on. Kevin's been on in the past. Josh, yes. Josh, let's get this going. Because we thought Company of Jace getting a live show together with all the guys. I think that'd be great. So we talked about it. New Year's, it's already New Year's. Let's make it happen, all right? Peace out, guys. Have a good night. Adios. 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 Adios.